Okay, I'm going to make a wider shelf for the walk-in humidor on the east end that can hold larger boxes. The largest shelf I have there is a 1x10, which is I think 9 1/4. I do not have a 1x12. And so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make the shelf actually 12. That way I can get bigger boxes on it for sure. And so I've cut 2 of them at the right length, which is 23.5 inches long on the east side. This board fits nice in there. The color looks nice. I'm going to rip this off right at 12 inches. That's pretty wide. I might go 11. Anyway, I'll rip this off wider, and then I believe I'll probably have to use a pocket hole jig on the back side to screw these boards together, and when I get done they should look like that. They'll look like one board. I can sand them to make sure they do, and then I'll have to put my edging on here, make shelf brackets and whole 9 yards. So anyway, I'll add to this as I go. I am using a pocket hole jig in order to join these boards this direction, and basically according to the directions you measure the thickness of the wood on this piece. You then set it, you set the depth of your drill bit, and then you clamp it on and drill it and screw it together. So I've already done one, and this is how it goes. The other board is going to set on the bottom of this one, and I have that one drilled, and the pocket hole jig is set, and I have it clamped on there with it flush to the bottom, and that way I know it's going to be true. Now you're supposed to move this collar up here, but I can't find an Allen wrench that fits it, so I just drew a little black line. So then basically what you do is you drill down through here until you hit that line, and then that will drill that hole. I will also have to put another, probably 2 more in the middle if I can. It's going to be a little tough because it'll be hard to clamp. So I'm going to go ahead and get these drilled and try to get these 2 pieces of wood joined together so that when I'm done they look like one. This one's in the middle, are a little more tricky to clamp in since I can't get a clamp on it with it on the workbench. So I do have it flush on this side, set a clamp here, I have a clamp there, so everything is true. There is my drill holes, and then I clamped it to the workbench. So now all I'm going to do is take my drill bit and drill into here, and then I will have that one done. I will do one more after that. Okay, I got the pocket hole jigging done. I also cut this little trim board that goes on the front, measured in, and just used little wire brads and put that in there. So that is my shelf. I know it's been pieced together and this didn't come out real true, the little gap, but you'll never see that because you'll have cigar boxes sitting on top of it. You might see a portion of the back. So anyway, just using some scrap wood to do this anyway, and I wanted one nice wide shelf for great big boxes. So now I need to make my shelf brackets, and then I will take it in and put it in the humidor. I'm getting ready to make my shelf brackets the same way I have done in the past. And what I'm going to do here is, these 2 are, yeah, these are the ones that go this way. These are 9 inches. So you set one of these like this with this facing you, because this is the wall, so you can see that. And then I made these fairly long because I need these to come out, you know, far enough to support this on the outer edge. And then this is a high shelf, so you put the smooth side down and it goes like that. Now what I'll do is I'll put a corner clamp in this. I will drill this from this end and screw this together. I then need to mark 1 inch from this end, or maybe 2 inches. I'll figure it out, and then I'll have to cut one in here to put it, and then I'll drill it at an angle. So anyway, I'll keep adding this as I go. I have cut off 2 boards here, the same width, same little strips, and they're exactly the same length, and then I cut 45s. Leave the clamp on so you stay square at 90 degrees, and then tuck that in there, and it'll only fit in one spot. And I did that, and then I hold it with my hand really tight, while with the other hand I drill a pilot hole here and make sure you don't go all the way through. I will then switch to a bigger bit, which is the width of the head of the screw, and I will drill just a little hole in here and a little, that way when I countersink it, it doesn't split, because this stuff is so thin it'll split otherwise. You do the same to the other side, and then we basically have them made. Now that we have it screwed together, which there was where I screwed the end in, make sure you do these in an area where it won't come through. I do them back in here, and they are all done. So now I can take my clamp off of these. And there is my shelf bracket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure up 1 inch from the bottom and measure 1 inch from this end, and I will drill some holes and also countersink holes so that I can screw this to the wall and I can screw this to the bottom of the board. I'll have to come in here at an angle and come down about 2 inches and do the same thing here and the same thing here, so that when I take them upstairs, they already have all that in there. They already have the screw started. It's a matter of getting them level and square. And then you can put the shelf on and screw it in. Make sure the screws you use aren't too long so that they come through the board. That would look bad. I got the shelf in that I had made that is wider. It's actually 12 inches all the way across, and I pocket jigged it. And as I said, you're not even going to be able to see really where I pocket jigged it. I did wipe it down with distilled water, waited 2-3 days, wiped down again, waited 2 days, and then put cigars on it. I wanted to make sure it was humid. It's quite a ways up there, but as you can see, this Rocky Patel box fits perfect up there. And it gives me a little room. I don't think I will ever do that on this end, because it's kind of nice to be able to, you know, see the walls some. And I have plenty of room with what I did. But anyway, I had the wood left over, and so I wanted to be sure and put that in there, and it kind of finishes up this project. And as always, keep smoking cigars.